Hi, this is Jen Rubin, and this is Jen Rubin's Green Room. This week, as we sit here on a Tuesday, we have several groups of people who have decisions to make. One is the United States Congress, specifically the Republicans in the House who went on vacation. They went on vacation despite the fact they hadn't yet come up with a bill to pass on Ukraine aid, Israel aid, Taiwan aid, and despite the fact that Vladimir Putin had murdered not only one, but now two dissidents. The latest was one Maxim Kuzminov. He was found on a Spanish street, riddled with bullets and run over. I suppose all the windows were sealed shut in that part of Spain, because that's the usual way they kill people. But this is Vladimir Putin acting with impunity because the West does nothing. He thinks he can get away with it, and sure enough, he does, because the United States Congress, along with people like Tucker Carlson, who goes to a Russian supermarket to do PR for Vladimir Putin, have no interest in defending U.S. interests, in defending freedom. They are shills. They're shills for Trump, who is in turn a shill for Vladimir Putin. So what are they going to do? Are they going to come back and finally pass this? Or they're just going to let the bodies pile up, both in Ukraine and on the streets of Europe? I guess we'll find out. Another group that has a decision to make. No labels. Do you remember them? I barely do. But yes, this is the group that wants to run some kind of bipartisan ticket because, gosh, it's just so hard to choose between Trump and Biden. Really? It's so hard to choose between the sane, pro-democracy, accomplished president and the fascist who is a complete Dunderhead, who is a malicious and complete narcissist. Really? It's that hard to choose between the two of them? Apparently for these folks it is. Now remember, this was supposed to be all about democracy. They were going to have a convention. They were going to have people come and choose their leader. That is not happening. One reason it's not happening is anybody with a name has upped and left. If you recall Larry Hogan, former Republican governor of Maryland, he doesn't want to run on this cock and bull story of a ticket. He has announced he's going to run for Senate from the great state of Maryland. What about Joe Manchin? Nah, he's not going to run with these clowns either. He has announced he's not going to do it. So who is? What no name are they going to dredge up? Well, we don't really know. Because as they said, now get this, a blue ribbon committee is going to be choosing the nominee. Blue ribbon. Isn't that what decides, like, the winner of the butter sculpture at the state fair? Maybe it's the Westminster Dog Show for Best in Hound. What is a blue ribbon committee? It's a bunch of them. It's these same people who have squeezed millions out of donors for this nonsense run that has really only one purpose, and that is to bleed votes away from Joe Biden. So the question is, what are they going to do? Are they going to go through with the stunt with someone no one has ever heard of? And is the someone we've never heard of really going to take them up in the option, thereby ending his or her career permanently? We're going to find out. Well, the last person who I think has some decisions to make is Nikki Haley. She's going to be facing the voters once again in the Republican primary, this time in South Carolina, her home state. Now, if the polls are remotely accurate, that's certainly an asterisk, we don't know, she's going to lose and lose big in her own home state. What's she going to do? She says she's going to carry on to Super Tuesday. But why? If she can't win anywhere, let alone her own state, what's she doing in the race? Now, she said in the past she was going to endorse Trump, but now she's getting a little squirrely. Maybe she won't. So what is she going to do? After arguing that he's unfit, that he creates chaos, that he's an apologist for Putin, is she going to turn around like all of the other slimy, cowardly Republicans who ran for president and say, oh, never mind, I'll endorse Donald Trump? We're going to find out because she has a decision too. Can she be a heroine like Liz Cheney and do the right thing? Spend her time between now and the election campaigning against Donald Trump and his fascist vision? Or is she just going to fall in line like all the rest? We're going to find out. lots of decisions to be made this week. So remember, if you enjoy this program and you enjoy our other programs, please tell your friends. They can follow and subscribe at YouTube, at Spotify, at Apple Podcasts. Click right there, or wherever they get their podcasts.